Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please take your seats. Thank you very much for being with us. Take your seat, get comfortable. The marathon is almost over. I really need this piece of paper in front of me to even remember who I am, because I have to admit it has been a very intensive week. I guess we all agree. That's even more for the organizing team, of course, but we'll come back to this later. So I'm very pleased to welcome you in this amphitheater here at the University of Poitiers and our engineering school, NZIP, for not the final, but almost final session of this 7th EC2U forum that was part of an EC2U week. And we use the two different wordings because actually the week is really a full week where we also have governance meetings prior to the EC2 forum per se. So that's why we use the week and forum. So my name is, and I will read just to make sure I know who I still am. I'm Ludovic Tilly, Coordinator General of the EC2U Alliance and Executive Vice Rector for the EC2U Alliance and European Networks here at the University of Poitiers. And I'm very pleased once again to welcome you. Also because it means that this marathon is almost over and then we can take some rest. So let me first introduce you to our first speaker, me. Because indeed, when we prepared the program, we wanted to use this opportunity to launch the new phase, or EC2U.0, or the consolidation phase, as we call it. And, well, formally speaking, the pilot phase, or the first 3 years, or EC2U 1.0, is not formally over because we still have about 2 weeks before the formal end of the pilot phase. But, well, we considered that it was so close to the start of the new one that we can indeed make the kickoff of the new phase. And in particular, we had with us this week the new partners, the University of Linz, the University of Lviv as associated partners. So, yeah, this is really the opportunity to launch the new phase. So, but before doing that, we thought that it was probably, and try to look at what's behind me, that it was maybe needed to take some time to look back and to really take the time to appreciate what we have been in capacity to do and deliver in 3 years. Because as you will see, this is quite amazing. And I'm personally very proud of what we have achieved all together as a community. What you will see now will first start by a video that some of you already know. This is the official video of the EC2U Alliance. But again, look at it with fresh eyes. Because when we created it, it was with the intent to showcase what we would do. Because some of these things in the video were not somehow totally finished when the video was created. Now take the time to look at it and now think what we have been through, for the positive and the less positive, but we have been through it, and now these things that you will see in the video are a reality. Maybe still not perfect, but they are a reality. And really, again, think all this in 3 years, even slightly less. And then I will follow up with a few facts and figures to illustrate these 3 years, and you will see again we have some impressive numbers. And then it will be the time to somehow formally launch the new phase, and we will have representatives from all the partners, and everybody will hopefully say all what the good things they think about the EC2U Alliance and its future. So, but without further ado, I would suggest that we now will watch this video and again take a look with fresh eyes. Thank you. So actually, it's a very short video, right? And again, just think, all this in 3 years. That's personally when I was saying to Daniela next to me that each time I look at this video, I find myself quite emotional when we look back at all these things. But yeah, this is just the start, actually. So now, well, let's go a little bit back in the video, and we'll review a few of these things that have been presented with a few more numbers and facts. So, yeah, we said, and for those who were at the opening, I reminded the objectives, and I said each time, well, this box, tick, tick, tick. And well, let's look again. We said we would create a joint campus life. So I have to say, it's not very easy, so I'm going to do this, hopefully, so I can have a look, because in the state of my brain, oh, it's too far with my eyes. So yeah, well, we said we would create, is the sound okay? Yes? We would create culture and sport events. Well, again, so many things happen. If we just look at one event, probably one of the most original and successful, the student event in Coimbra. Well, look, we had more than 100 students who gathered there, and it was, for those who were there, an amazing experience, I think. So that was already something. We said we would create some shared learning spaces. Well, we have actually already, in the different campuses, already 6 shared learning spaces that exist, and they are just ready to welcome you now. So you must use them. Go there, connect with your peers, whether you are a student, a teacher, a researcher, they are here to help you connect. Of course, now we know we all have our personal computers, we can easily connect, but these are spaces where you can collect as a community as well. So please use them in the future. We said we would create an EC2U mobile application that would ease the mobility. Well, now it has been launched a year and a half ago in Pavia, and it has been used, and quite a lot. We had already more than 5,000 single users, and maybe some of you hopefully used it here during the forum, and this will continue. And this is one of these simple tools that may change the game, because we will have more universities, more campuses. We don't want to get lost. We want to feel included. Well, this mobile app is one of the tools to help you going everywhere in the Alliance. So download it and use it. The science battles. Could I first congratulate Pavia again for their great victory yesterday? But we should also congratulate the team from Jena, because they've been very good as well. But we should also congratulate all the teams, even the ones who were not at the final, because they accepted to play the game. It was not easy. Some had no idea of what this would be. Even some of our institutions have never done this before. And in the end, I think that everybody agreed that this is a frank success. And I'm happy to tell you that this will continue in the new phase. With a new name, it will be the Science Contest for some reasons. But the spirit is there, which is what matters. So this will continue, so stay tuned. And already for the 3 editions, we had, as you can see, more than 2,250 online and in-presence participants. So this is clearly just the beginning. So we will see how it develops, but I think this will be one of the hallmarks of the Alliance, and actually our French minister mentioned this as a really original activity in her speech in the opening. Okay, let's move further. The joint master programs. Well, some people may say they are not perfect yet. Well, that's true. But those who were really in the machinery know that, well, the fact that they could open, that we are welcoming already the 2nd cohort this academic year, well, I'm pretty sure that nobody had dared or bet a single euro that this would be already so successful. And among the potential indicators of this success, we can look at the number of applications already. Again, remember, this is a master, these are master programs that were not existing 2 years ago. Huh? And they have already attracted more than 750 applicants. Of course, they were not all selected, but it means that the attention is growing. And there as well, they should become more and more attractive because they will be improved. They will also welcome new universities in the curricula. And yeah, now we need to continue to promote them because they are real game changers. They are promoting the SDGs, the challenge-based approach, which is clearly one new way to approach education. So yeah, we need to continue to look at their development, but they will continue. Let's continue. The virtual institutes. Well, hopefully more and more people know what are these virtual institutes. They were created to welcome teams of students, researchers, teachers, innovators, all the people involved in the creation of knowledge. Each of them is based on one SDG, the same as the master programs, and they are already functioning. And there as well, this has been seen from the European Commission perspective, but also our own French minister mentioned that they are really an innovative way to promote joint collaboration in research, among other aspects. And there, actually, for instance, we have promoted more than 670 mobility of researchers during the 3 years. And the results are already there. Some applications have been submitted to different calls for funding. So this is already a quite successful start. And they have organized indeed summer, winter schools, PhD workshops, research mobility programs. Yeah, and many of you were involved, and all these activities have been extremely successful, but also very well received. And the feedback from the participants is always very, very positive. So thank you all also for this engagement in these activities. Yeah. The community, a community beyond the Alliance. And here we had, among other activities, 3 which can be highlighted. The support to career development, where more than 75 students enrolled in the so-called career plan certificate. We had also this ambition to spread the entrepreneurial spirit. And you know that we had 3 editions, 3 weeks of our now famous EC2U Entrepreneurial Academy, which will continue. And this has already gathered, as you can see, about 70 students, and a lot of our teachers, trainers were coming from the universities, from the outside world, if I may say, and that was also very well seen by the different policymakers as a very innovative activity. We also wanted to promote, because you know, we are all trying to support the European spirit, and more globally the mutual understanding with the other, and this international dimension is very important. And for instance, we have engaged as well with 16 primary and secondary schools who participated, for instance, in the classroom internship program, which means that EC2U is not only about the universities, it goes beyond in terms of education. Yeah, the mobility, well, of course, you can easily imagine that we have really increased our mobility, and we should also remember that the first year, more or less, of the Alliance was basically completely hindered by the COVID pandemic. And despite this, we have actually achieved very good numbers of mobility after we could travel again. So we had a very, very strong push and demand from the whole community to visit the other partners. And this resulted in more than 1,000 mobilities between the Alliance partners, students and staff all together. And also we looked at the more classical mobility, the semester classical Erasmus mobility. And in these 3 years, we have more than doubled these classical mobilities, which means that the Alliance is not only promoting this sort of extra mobility for the Alliance itself, but it is now also pushing students, promoting students to travel and to do their studies or semester for studies in the other EC2U Alliance universities. So the impact is already measurable. The stakeholders and the cooperation, well, it's not on this slide, but I would like to take the opportunity that we have with us the mayor of our municipality. Thank you very much for being with us again. You were there from the first day and you are with us until the end. Thank you so much for your commitment. We have this very strong and successful cooperation with the municipalities and all the other associated partners, the student associations, some regional agencies and governments, some private sector associations and parties. And this is really creating a vivid ecosystem. But indeed, this cooperation with the municipality is one of our hallmark, one of our signature, as it has been now recognized by many external observers. But that's not it. If we just look at you, the participants to the EC2 Forum, which is really the moment in the life of the Alliance, we counted more than 710 people who participated to the different editions in presence, keeping in mind that, again, we could meet physically only in October 2021. So basically, 1 year was only online. Huh? So that's not... That's actually quite impressive already. A few other numbers which were not per se visible in the video. The link with the social media, or let's say the dissemination, the communication dimension. So as you can see, we have now more than 4,600 followers on the different social media. And actually our communication strategy and our dissemination policy has been recognized. And maybe some of you noticed that last year we won a prize for that, but I'm happy to reiterate this information now, that actually last year the EC2U Alliance won the 2nd edition of the Social EU Awards. So we can first applaud. And of course, this does not come from sky. For that, we have actually a communication coordinator and communication officers who are absolutely fabulous. So let me at least cite our communication coordinator, Lucille Biro. Congrats. And this is the prize that we have received. When? Last week? Yeah, so basically almost a year after the, the announcement. But we have received it. Hashtag. Well, it will... So this has been recognized. Yeah, the number of people involved, well, this is a difficult exercise, huh? Because a lot of people get involved, but sometimes they are in the shadow. So here we are trying to use our management tools to identify all the participants in the daily activities. But already you can see there are at least 200 people over the 7 universities that are really deeply involved. And when I say this, it's not that they just come to one meeting at some point. They are really implementing the activities. So more than 200 people. Personally, I have not seen any Erasmus project having so many people involved. So we should congratulate you all. Thank you. Deliverables. Some of you hate. I can see the faces. Do you hate this word, deliverable? Yeah. Still, the Alliance is supported by projects. So we have to show that we are using the EU funds to do real things. So yeah, we have to deliver. But can you believe that we have delivered, or we will have delivered by the end of this month, formally 169 deliverables. And some of them were actually the collection of several deliverables. Because if I'm not mistaken, in the very initial proposal, where every deliverable was individual, it was almost 300. So that was also a challenge, but we succeeded. And yeah, I think I can say I can use present tense because we will finish everything by the end of the month. We succeeded. So once again, congrats to all of you. This is your success. And as you can see, more than 500 hours of meetings. Yeah. That's quite a lot. And all of you have spent, indeed, a lot of hours in front of the computer during these online meetings, where sometimes we just forget to take a break. And fortunately, some colleagues wave and say, well, we need to break at some point. Yeah, that's true, we need to break. Good health and well-being is also important. Yeah, but yeah, we worked a lot, but it was not for nothing, clearly. Yeah, so, well, these are just a few numbers to illustrate what we've been achieving, what we have achieved during these 3 years. And now we should look to the future. So, the new phase, the EC2 2.0. Well, you know these things already. We will expand in the number of universities. We already have with us the colleagues from the University of Linz, Johannes, Kepler, University of Linz. Thank you once again to be with us. We were also honored to have the colleagues from the Ivan Franko University of Lviv from Ukraine. They will be associated partners because of eligibility reasons, but for us it doesn't matter. They are now a part of the EC2U family. Thank you to them as well for having traveled. But as you can see, there is still a little bit of suspense. We will welcome a 9th university at some point. But don't expect me to say who is this university today. That's it. We will, and you will soon know. These are the universities, but of course, just with the universities, we cannot do all these things. We need our associated partners. And we were so proud that almost all of them accepted to renew the partnership. So we have again all the municipalities, the student associations, some agencies, etc. And we decided to grow, to continue to grow by adding the university hospitals. They all responded positively. We have also large-scale companies that will help to now also dive into the private sector, to also find internships for our students, etc. So they are also on board, which makes a total of 60 associated partners. We doubled the number of associated partners. So really the family is growing at an incredible pace. And as you know, we have built the first phase on the 3 SDGs, good health and well-being, quality education, sustainable cities and communities. You know them by heart now. We will have a new one, which is, we believe, particularly crucial in the current context, and unfortunately, even more true every week, or even every day, unfortunately. Peace, justice, and strong institutions. And this is very important that we keep indeed these very strong values in support of democracy, of peace, of justice, and that we should remember that universities are probably the only institutions that remained open and functioning since the Middle Ages. So actually, really, when you look at all the institutions, the only one that continued constantly to operate over the centuries are universities. So we are basically at the core of society, and we should be proud of this and continue to spread knowledge. So yeah, we will have a fourth Sustainable Development Goals. Well, this is the part that some of you hate, because that's the project, the forbidden word. We have decided to not use anymore the word project, but well, the sad reality is that it is still a project with the classical project jargon, work packages, etc. I will not go through, but you see actually the machinery of the Alliance in this schematic, the famous now EC2U temple. And what matters is actually that you can see on the right side that each university is taking the lead on one of these topics. But all of them participate to all activities, which means that this is really a collegial work. There is not a single activity where there is not all the universities participating. I think this is what we should keep as the main message from this technical figure. Yeah, what actually is inside this machinery? Well, actually here you see the content. In the work package 1, we have the classical coordination, management, governance. This is important. But this is also where we have the platform, the tools to integrate better and faster the new universities, what we call the fast track to integration. So there will be activities where each of the historical partners universities will welcome delegations from the new universities, and starting with the colleagues from Linz, to get them along with us rapidly so they really can understand all what we have developed. They are already quite well informed, I have to say. But yeah, we need to welcome them and include them in the most inclusive way, so this is part of this work package. In the work package 2, this is the one about continuing to strengthen this campus life that is now a reality. We have the promotion of well-being and inclusiveness, the consolidation of the EC2 campus, for instance, through the new EC2 contest, former EC2 science battle. We have also there activities to promote green and high quality mobilities, so this basically is the continuation. In the work package 3, as well here, we continue to have what we call the digital arm of the Alliance, the Connect Center, where we find all the platforms and tools to help us working together. And the novelty in this new phase is that we add here some activities to also jointly develop innovative digital pedagogy. So that's one of the new activities. Work package 4, 5, 6, and 7 are the ones which are centered on the SDGs. Good health, well-being, quality education, sustainable cities and communities, peace, justice, and strong institutions. And each of them will continue or create the virtual institutes, continue to support the joint master degrees or create a new one, and they will create activities for the PhD students, for the community around, so they are really the beating heart of the Alliance. Work package 8, this one is also a new topic. We will have the student career path as a continuation. We will have macro-credential policy, so the lifelong career and lifelong learning. And we will have also a joint approach to the doctoral training, which is also very important. We need to support our early career researchers. Work package 9 is also new. Well, not totally, because there is there the continuation of the entrepreneurial academy. But what is really new is actually we will interconnect all the colleagues working in innovation and supporting researchers, for instance. So this is what we call the innovation hub. So we just not do research together now, we will also innovate together. And the last but not least, work package 10, this is where we will have all the quality and impact mechanisms, which are important. We need to make sure that what we do is making impact, is having really a real impact on our communities. And the last part is about the communication and dissemination, but again, looking at the hashtag trophy, I think that we should continue to be quite good in this. So these are the, in a few words, the content of the new phase during 6 years, 4+2. And a little bit about the governing bodies. There is nothing really new except one very important thing, but let me just remind you that we have what we call the EC2U councils. We have the closed councils, closed council plural, with the rectors. We have the plenary council with the rectors and all the associated partners, and the novelty is the student council. We have decided, and thank you to the student representatives who have helped us designing a very relevant new governing body with and for students. And this will, I think, be a real improvement in our governance so that we make sure that the students are fully involved in all the decisions. So this was very important to all of us. We have the executive committee, which is the one running the daily activities. We have a quality council to make sure as well that here we are trying to make quality-based activities and decisions. And we have, and many of you know what they are, the work package boards, where every university is representing, have its say in all the activities of the previous work packages that I've presented. So this is a real ecosystem, but we have demonstrated that it works, so it will continue like this. So now, we will actually, you know exactly what, well, exactly. You have an idea of what will happen in the next 4+2, 6 years. So, which means that now we can hear what the partners have to say about what happened during the 3 years and what will happen together during this new period. So now I will welcome one after another the different representatives. And we will first start with the hosts. And I'm very pleased to first call my colleague Christine Fernandez on behalf of our rector. Christine, you are the Vice Rector for International Relations, and you will speak for our university. Christine.
Madame Monconduit, Mayor of Poitiers, ladies and gentlemen for the municipalities, essentially ladies, it seems to me. Dear Vice Rectors of our partner universities, dear colleagues, Vice Rector for the University of Poitiers, dear Ludovic, Coordinator of the Alliance, dear colleagues, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to offer the sincere apologies of Virginie Laval, Rector of the University of Poitiers, who is unable to be with us today for urgent reasons, and entrusts me with the task of representing her before you, and it's my pleasure as well as an honor. The week in Poitiers brings us together to celebrate the success of our collaboration within the EC2U Alliance of European University during the 3-year pilot phase, a very fruitful period. However, this forum does not mark the end, but rather the beginning of a phase to perpetuate our alliance, which will begin on November 1st. Faced with the various global and environmental risks and the emergence of illiberal democracy, more than ever, our role as European academics is to transmit the fundamental values of democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. Our role is also to share the conviction that higher education and research play a key role in the development of a democratic culture without which society cannot flourish, by developing shared skills, knowledge, and values. Sharing this conviction must meet the main challenge facing Europe today, which is for citizens to make the European Union their own by building together a true European identity with the richness of our diversity. This applies first to young people. They need to be instilled by the European spirit and to share European value, starting with mobility, which will become an integral part of their future professional environment by providing them with European training and diploma as our masters. The citizen appropriation goes hand in hand with the need to reinforce the attractiveness of research and innovation in Europe. Scientific research is definitively one of the pillars of European integration. Indeed, to face up the challenges of today's and tomorrow, the European Union must take on a leading role in innovation, particularly breakthrough innovation in strategic fields. It is important to understand that if we are to respond effectively to the new challenges of the 21st century, such as pandemic and global warming, we should do it at an European level. That's the whole point of European universities, to enable greater student mobility and more job opportunities, to create multidisciplinary and multi-site courses focusing on societal issues, to develop interdisciplinary scientific and technical cooperations, and to share common events and values. It is therefore a source of great pride for the University of Poitiers to contribute alongside you to the future of higher education and research in Europe. The European University Alliance initiative is at the forefront of this future as it enables the transmission of the European training model and promotes transnational cooperation between European institutions. We are all aware of the difficulties inherent in European university alliances, of the fact that there are still barriers to be removed, and that their sustainability is also to be thought of by exploiting synergy between European, national, and regional funding mechanisms. But, based on the strengths of the pilot phase, all of us, gathered this week in Poitiers, are ready to go further together, always together, by developing the threefold mission of higher education institutions, training, research, and innovation on a concerted way. We also need to add to this community service with an anchoring in regional development of our cities, similar in a lot of aspects, developing as networked European territories with very strong common values. These territories are those of Coimbra in Portugal, Gash in Romania, Jena in Germany, Pavia in Italy, Salamanca in Spain, Turku in Finland, and from tomorrow, Linz in Austria. To which I must add our associate partner, Lviv in Ukraine, so symbolic of our shared European democratic values. Together, we will be defending the value of European citizenship in the face of a very complex world, as well as a vision of scientific and technological innovation in the service of people and sustainable development. To better answer to socioeconomic expectations, new partners, in addition to our cities, will now be joining our consortium, starting with our university hospitals, whose representative I would like to welcome here officially, but also local and global companies, which will be able to welcome our students for internship and to host scientific and technological experimentation. Thank you to all. So thanks to this long-term collaboration, the expertise of our teams, and the bonds of trust that we will continue to strengthen over the years. EC2U is already strong, but EC2U intends to make its contribution to the major societal upheavals of your world by developing value of equity, diversity, and inclusion. Thanks for all for being here today to celebrate the end of this first phase, but essentially the start of this new, very exciting adventure together. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Christine. I'm now very glad to welcome our two Poitiers student representatives who have been also very instrumental, Sacha Bosman and Manon Colombo, please.
Dear colleagues, dear students, dear all, the last forum of the pilot phase come to its end. As we all know, this isn't the end of the EC2U Alliance, but it's a new beginning with very solid foundations. And we owe this solid foundation to all the colleagues present here or within the universities of the Alliance. In this sense, I would like to thank all of you for your hard work and your cooperation during these last 3 years. I won't be long, but I would like to say a special thanks to all the colleagues of the university which worked a lot to make this forum as perfect as possible. I would like also to say a special thanks to student associations, EC2U students represented by Manon here, and also Laura. They worked a lot for the student program to make it also as perfect as possible. And I'm sure that students really appreciate all your work and all you did during this week. Also, a real thank to EC2U, to ESN Association for all the help they gave us during this week. I hope you all enjoyed your week here with us, and I wish you a very pleasant evening with the Voice of Students and also the Transbal Express concert. I hope I will see you again during a future forum, and thank you to all of you, and have a nice evening.
Dear all, it's a pleasure to stand before you today as we bring to an end this forum. We've witnessed remarkable discussions, shared brilliant ideas, and heard from incredible students who have put tremendous efforts to make this Voice of Students a success. They've shown dedication, creativity, and resilience in the pursuit of knowledge, and their contribution have made this gathering even more meaningful. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge and congratulate the volunteers from EC2U Students Poitiers and ESN Poitiers who have put their time and their energy to this forum. And thus, I propose a round of applause to all the students that participated to this forum. I would also like to thank the global coordination team, Ludovic, Émilie, Emma, Lucille, and Heather, the Maison des Étudiants, Céline, the local team, Flora and Jonathan, all the workshop leaders, the university and the municipality, and all partners who made this week a success. The EC2U Alliance embarks now on the next phase of its journey, and I am personally thrilled to see the realization of the Student Council, a governance body composed fully of student representatives and student associations. We have started to work on it for more than a year ago, reflecting on the best way to make the voice of our community be heard in unison. And so bravo to all the student representatives who have dedicated their time to its creation, because we did it. We cannot wait to start discussing ideas and new projects with the two new universities that are joining us, Linz and Viv. Thank you for joining us. This is an unprecedented step we are taking in the inclusion of students in the structure of an alliance, bringing communities closer in a multicultural landscape. Together, we will strengthen ties between institutions, bridge cultural gaps, and foster an environment of shared knowledge and innovation. Our role to promote the alliance within our local communities will be reinforced and shaped into the form of working teams related to communication, knowledge transfer, sustainable development goals, and student integration. I truly hope you enjoyed all of what Poitiers had to offer to you, and I will let you be inspired by our students and what they have prepared this week for the Voice of Students on Gender Equality. And I wish you a great last evening and a safe trip back home. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sacha and Manon. And actually, I would like to add that we should really warmly applaud all the student representatives, also keeping in mind that they do this in addition to their studies. So thank you all. For Poitiers, last but not the least, I'm very pleased to welcome on the stage our mayor, Léonore Mauconduit. Dear Léonore, it has been such a pleasure to already cooperate strongly, but this is just the beginning. Please.
Thank you very much, Ludovic, and I really love this picture. I think it perfectly embodies the spirit of Poitiers. Good afternoon, everyone. Well, first, let me tell you how great a pleasure it was to host the EC2U Forum in Poitiers. I hope you enjoyed your week. I think so. I think you did. First, I'd like to reaffirm the support of the city of Poitiers, and I guess of all the partner municipalities to the EC2U global approach and to the next phase, which seems as ambitious, more ambitious than the first one. The multi-stakeholder dimension is essential to these projects. EC2U is an alliance between university, but also an alliance of local communities, associations, companies, and young people from our different European cities. And this cooperative dimension has to keep being reinforced. And I'm very happy of the current or announced enlargements of the alliance, which is also under the sign of solidarity with the welcoming of Lviv University, which is, of course, a very good news. As the mayor of Poitiers, I can testify of the richness of these exchanges. The links forged between our municipalities, thanks to EC2U, has already allowed us to develop new projects among ourselves and between our students. And common perspectives are going to keep growing as we had promising exchanges during the past days. For example of what we already did, we have created the défi, the challenge in English, that encourages our young people to go and discover our European partner cities by using environmentally sustainable means of transport. So several young Poitevins, as we call our inhabitants, have already gone to Coimbra in 2022, and to Pavia in 2023. And today, I'm very pleased to announce that we are going to continue to strengthen the links between the young people of our EC2U sister cities, because the défi, the challenge 2024 will challenge our youth to go to Salamanca. Thank you very much. I have no doubt that they will be very well welcomed, so thank you in advance for welcoming them. This was just an example, of course, but during this forum I had the opportunity to exchange with elected representative colleagues, including mayors, that these exchanges paved the way for future cooperations between municipalities. Supporting students and youth exchanges is, of course, a top priority for all of us. But we also discussed about issues that meet the ones of the joint masters, which were presented. For instance, how to make our cities sustainable cities. How to make our alliance a sustainable alliance with best practices. How to work on our health system, and I thank our University Hospital Center for its commitment in the forum. I don't know if they are here today, but our University Hospital Center, I'm sure, is going to be committed in the alliance tomorrow as well. And more generally, how to contribute to a strong European project and spirit at the service of peace-building efforts. So I hope that the exchanges between your universities and between all the partners will also be the most fruitful for each and every one of you. To finish, I would like to express my very warm thanks to all the organizers of Poitiers Forum, especially Ludovic Tilly and Christine Fernandez and their teams, and the coordination team of EC2U network. I also thank the student community. Thank you for your very good speeches and the dynamic around you. And thank you to the team of Poitiers and Grand Poitiers as well, my colleagues Zoe and Dorothée, Ségolène and Kelly. Thank you to all of you for organizing this very successful forum. I was very proud to host it in Poitiers. Thank you very much for this very good image you gave and you keep giving of our city. So I wish you thank you for your attention. Sorry, and I wish you a good way back home after tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your continued support. Now let's go to our partners, and I'm very pleased to first welcome on the stage our colleague from the University of Coimbra, João Calvao, who is the Vice Rector for International Affairs, representing the Rector.
Before saying a few words, let me please call some people that I really think should join me. Vice Rector for Research from University of Coimbra, João Ramalho, please. Local Coordinator, Felipe Rocha. The President of Associação Académica de Coimbra, João Caseiro. The President of ESN Coimbra, Pedro. And also the representative of our municipality, Joana Loureiro, and the representative of our hospital, University Hospital, Célia Cravo. It means a lot for me that you represent our academic community from University of Coimbra and our city as a whole. Here, next to me, not next to the mayor. So, dear rectors and vice rectors, dear mayor of Poitiers and representatives of the other municipalities and other stakeholders, dear professors, researchers, students and staff. Today, as it has been said already, is an historic day for our European campus. The day we celebrate the entry into a new phase of life for our European Alliance after the last 3 years of the pilot phase. 3 complex years with various problems, different academic procedures, different financial and fee-setting rules, but above all, incomprehensible asymmetries regarding national support for each university. This is not an EC2U issue. It is about moving from political proclamations to acts, concrete acts, that lead us to a true federalization of European higher education, as President Macron dreamt. If we want European universities to be real universities of the future, we must guarantee their sustainability with more and more significant European conditions. 3 difficult years with many problems, as I said, but with a lot of patience, understanding, and flexibility, we are to be congratulated. All of us, all universities, academic communities, stakeholders, and of course, the project coordination. Thank you to everyone, without exception. Thank you for having accomplished so much until now, namely joint masters and virtual institutes. A great success as recognized by the European Commission. In the next phase, the so-called consolidation phase between 2023 and 2027-29, we will certainly have more and different problems. More challenges, better saying. We will be here, now also with the University of Linz, and soon with another prestigious university with a DNA similar to ours to deepen our European university. overcoming new challenges as a family, the EC2U family. Only as a family with solidarity can we truly contribute to the European citizenship through our alliance. Only in this way we will be able to reinforce the values and principles that connect us as leading European universities, deeply committed to the UN SDGs, the rule of law and democracy. Values that unite us with the University of Lviv, our associated partner, and the fight of the Ukrainian people, which is also our fight, the fight of humanist universities in the free world. Thank you all.
Now I'm delighted to call on the stage our colleague from the University of Iași in Romania, Daniela Cojucaru, Vice Rector for International Affairs, who will represent your rector.
Thank you, Ludovic. Dear members of EC2U community, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Alexandru Ioan Cuza University of Iași, please allow me to start by conveying my greetings and gratitude to President Virginie Laval, to Professor Ludovic Tilly, to Vice Rector Christine Fernandez, and to the whole EC2U team from the University of Poitiers for hosting us at this 7th edition of EC2U Forum, and for having outstandingly coordinated our alliance during these years. The first building blocks of the EC2U Alliance had been developed based on similarities and complementarities, be them historical, cultural, linguistic, social, economic, and our previous academic and scientific research cooperation stood out as one of the strong points of our alliance. Through its vision and objectives, EC2U perfectly responded to the strategy of Cuza University of Iași to further integrate its education and research into the life of the city and region of Iași, meeting the needs and expectations of their citizens. Among the key achievements of our alliance, I would highlight some of them: the EC2U Virtual Institutes, the joint master programs, the focus on the academic community well-being, new educational tools addressed to the whole community, new collaborations with the local stakeholders, smoother and increased mobility of students and staff. In the new phase, the joint study programs, innovative in terms of flexibility of the academic offer, and the high number of joint complementary initiatives integrated into different study programs will continue to have a high contribution in developing key skills for our students who will be able to face a very challenging and dynamic social and professional environment. Also, joint initiatives, publications, educational and research projects will certainly increase with impact on both the academic and the community partners. Besides consolidation of our current steps, the new phase will also bring an extension of our consortium, welcoming the 8th partner University of Linz and further focusing on health issues in collaboration with our new associated partners, the regional hospitals. In the alliance, the students will continue to have their voice heard through constant feedback and student bodies. While harmonizing EC2U objectives and aims with the national educational legislations is still a challenge, we have learned that international cooperation builds stronger universities and communities. The consolidation phase will deepen our institutional cooperation and make it systemic and sustainable, focused on the promotion of common European values, on building an European campus without walls, and on our long-term vision towards becoming a fully fledged European university. Congratulations to you all and much success in the future.
Merci à vous.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Daniela. I'm very glad now to welcome the stage the representative from the University of Vienna, Georg Bornert, currently Vice President for Research and soon Acting President of the University. Georg.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, dear all, and especially dear organizers, very big thank you for everything that you have put together. It's a great pleasure to be here, and allow me to start with a personal perspective. For me, this is a very emotional and particular event. Since my first scientific endeavors, I started and was involved in European Union research programs, and these were really part of the most effective, stimulating, and creative scientific experiences of my life. I consider myself as a European researcher. Later, I became coordinator of the faculty for the International Student Exchange. And I did that for nearly 10 years, experiencing how rewarding it is for students to make international experience, to return to their home base, I would say, and to bring in all those new ideas, which is really a big asset. And now I'm standing here and participate in the opening of a top-level European strategic program that will allow, in the second funding phase, tens of thousands of students and researchers to make an European international experience. Great event. So it's really, I think for me as a person, a big thing. But also I'm standing here for the University of Jena, which considers itself as a network university. So we are really deeply rooted locally, like all the universities that you see over here. But we are networking also nationally, international, and especially on a European level, and we are committed to contribute to this idea. Networking makes more out of a single project. Thus, networking, as it is done in this EC2U consortium, with renommated partners in a pre-selected environment, is really an important asset for all of us in Jena. Our academic motto, freedom of faith and conscience, guides us since nearly 500 years. The founding of our university is based on these principles, and now we can realize them on a European level with our colleagues. And especially in times like these, such ideas are most important. Well, I can only look now not back, but in the upcoming funding, to the upcoming funding period. And I can maybe mention a couple of things that we as University of Jena expect from the European Union Consortium. So we expect to continue the efforts of networking, mobility, the benefits of joint research and teaching, and we will really, I think, make new jumps in our collaboration. We had a meeting of the vice presidents a couple of minutes ago, and I see that there are so many ideas that we can follow that we will surely not be bored with in the next years. We will work on the sustainability goals of the UN jointly and efficiently, a lot more efficient than we could do as single entities. We will teach together student programs, and we will really have, with the EC2U, a new puzzle in the international strategy of all the universities and surely of Jena. The new study program of peace, justice, and strong institutions is now more important than ever, and I'm looking forward to the implementation of that. So we want to invite students, we want to invite researchers to come to Jena, we want to invite our students to go out. Well, those of them who are here, they have followed already that call, and we want to really achieve all those ideas in work packages that you just presented and nearly excused yourself. You don't have to excuse yourself for work packages in the upcoming years. So it will be an ambitious task in the coming years. It will be demanding, but it will also be most rewarding on all levels, political, in science and education, and especially also personally a thing that has never been mentioned today is that new friendships are also built in such events. So it's not only all about politics and strategies, but it's also about making friends. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, a comment, you talk about friendships, you're absolutely right. But recently, it could very well be that we may have already, someone told me, the first EC2U babies. Seems, huh? We need to inquire a bit, but it seems that we may have to create a new, so some new, how do you say, material, communication material, new goodies for babies, EC2U babies. Yeah, it's a boy. Okay, well now it's a real pleasure to welcome on the stage the rector of the University of Linz, our new partner, Stefan Koch. Stefan, it's a pleasure, please.
Dear partners, dear colleagues, dear friends, it is a great pleasure to represent today the University of Linz on this big day for us, on this big day that we are joining for the second phase of EC2U, which is a great honor and pleasure. It's also a perfect day for me. I'm rector now since the 1st of October, so this is a great start for a new job that EC2U will be a big part of JKU from now onwards, and JKU a part of EC2U. I also want to mention that maybe never before, as a person and as an institution, have I and have we felt more welcomed with open arms and more friendly, being integrated into such a great partnership and such a great alliance than this. So many, many thanks for this. As a new partner, I want to take 1 or 2 minutes to at least introduce to all of you who might not have direct experience yet with JKU. I can assure you this is going to change over the next years. To introduce the university a little bit. So JKU, as I always say, is short for Johannes Kepler University, and Johannes Kepler as a scholar, as a researcher, as an academic, and as a person is inspiring us to this day. The university is not as old as some others here. We are looking forward to our 60th birthday very soon, in 2 years or 3 years from now. We currently host about 24 students. We teach and do research with about 4,000 employees, and we currently have 4 faculties. There is a faculty of law, a faculty of social and economic sciences, a very broad faculty of technical and natural sciences, which reaches from physics, chemistry, and mathematics, all to mechatronics and computer science, for example. And we have a school of education that focuses on the future of education and also the education of teachers in our region. We have about 100 study programs that reach all over our faculties. And most importantly, and now looking forward to its 10-year anniversary, is our Faculty of Medicine. So since close to 10 years, we have a study program in medicine. And this is also for us one of the very interesting elements of EC2U, that our Faculty of Medicine is also represented here today, and our university hospital, which is university hospital now for slightly over 9 years, and who is also represented here, can also join this alliance and can also learn, exchange, and also grow together with our partners. Our main focus in the next years is on interdisciplinarity. It's on connecting our disciplines. As I said, we are a very broad university, and connecting these disciplines is going to be very important for us in the future. We are located in the city of Linz. Our mayor was also here. We are deeply rooted in both the city of Linz and also the region of Upper Austria. The city of Linz has about 200,000 inhabitants. It has the very interesting element or aspect that within the city of Linz there are also 200,000 people employed, which also hints already at one of the challenges that the city has, which is traffic. It is a city that is traditionally an industrial city with a very strong steel and chemical industry, which also has a very problematic past that also provides a mission for us for the future, because some of the cornerstones for these industries were laid during the Nazi regime in the 30s and 40s. So the focus on peace, justice, and strong institutions is especially important for us as well. But then that will also tie into what I'm going to give you as one of our main focus points. The city has also transformed itself. So starting more or less with being the European capital of culture, the city has very much transformed, keeping the industrial strengths, but complementing that with a strong focus on media and arts, which is spearheaded by one of the most renowned events all over the world for digital media and the arts, which is the Ars Electronica Festival. And I hope some of you might, maybe for the next year, have a chance to join that. For several years, this was also done on our campus in the so-called Kepler gardens, as we call them. So this is something to look forward to. The region of Upper Austria shares some elements with Linz. It shares the elements of being the main center of industrial production in Austria, machinery, car parts, steel, for example, also the chemical industry, also polymer or plastics is very strong in Upper Austria. And that also gives one of the main challenges. The transformation of these industries into a greener future with different sources of energy, with different means of productions, with rethinking plastics. For example, we have just started a new study program on plastics, which is essentially now on sustainable plastics and the circular economy to account for these kind of challenges, is actually a huge challenge. Upper Austria is located, if I want to help a little bit on finding it, around the capital of Linz, between Vienna and Salzburg, which is very well known, and besides the industrial and strong industry production, it also features some beautiful landscape for skiing, great lakes, and maybe some of you know the World Cultural Heritage City of Hallstatt, which is also located in Upper Austria. As I've already said, we live in a time of transformation. We need to live in a time of transformation. I talked about the transformation of cities. I talked about the transformation of industries. So there are many, many challenges that we face as a society. Demographic change, inflation, but of course, most importantly, maybe climate change. And it's our firm belief that we can only address these challenges together and in cooperation between disciplines, hence our focus on interdisciplinary research, for example, trying to look at intersections between artificial intelligence and medicine, just to give one example. The cooperation between institutions, and most of all, the cooperation between people. A cooperation that has to be based on shared values, they have to be based on openness, and they have to be based on an open mind of working together. And in this spirit, we are very happy that we are able to join EC2U as a European university. This alliance embodies these principles, it embodies these main tenets that we hold, and we strongly believe that we can contribute to them, and it is a mission for us to contribute to a very high extent to this alliance and network, and that it opens up opportunities for working together, opportunities for joint teaching, for joint research, for mobility, opportunities for our scientists, but also for our administrative personnel to learn from each other. I believe this is very important, to continuously learn from other universities and other institutions, and maybe most importantly for our students, for joint programs, for doing research at other institutions, and of course for mobility and getting to know other and new people and cultures. So overall, we are very, very happy to be able to join EC2U. We are proud to have been given this opportunity. We are very glad to take it up. And I think there is a lot to do, so let's tackle it together. Thank you.
Now I'm very happy to call on the stage the representative from the University of Pavia, Antonella Forlino, who is the Vice Rector for International Affairs.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and dear EC2U friends, because I like to call this community really as a friendship community. Thanks to Director of Liv, of Linz, to have joined our community. I think it will be great to have other university in our alliance. Everything starts, at least from Pavia, as a vision. And we were few people with this vision. It was myself and a few colleagues that envisioned the possibility to create something different. And everything started with a project. Now, what happened after 3 years of a pilot? It happened that the 7 involved, they grew up. Now we have over 30 administrative persons that are permanently involved in EC2U. And we have 2 faculties, the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Medicine, deeply involved. We have 4 different departments involved. So we have students involved, and we have the municipality with us, we have a technological pole with us, we have now the hospital with us, we have the representative of students with us. We are not anymore a project. We are a university, and we are embedded in an international environment that make this project an European university. So the vision actually became true. And what our university is expecting for the future? Well, we put a lot of effort as an alliance, as European university, on education. We work a lot to activate 3 joint masters in something that is really in our DNA, good health and well-being, quality of education, as well as sustainable city and communities. And now we also look forward to justice and peace. So we really expect to solve the problem that we have in terms of joint master, because I agree we do have some issue to face, but we are together and we will be able to solve the problem. We are looking toward research as well. I think that at this point it's time to make the step forward, take education, because it's normal. In the university is the reality. Education is so linked to research. So let's go there. What more? Well, I really hope to even strengthen the collaboration with our partner, our associated partner. They are always with us. They support us a lot. And I really hope that and I'm sure that all the new one will stay with us and help the university to grow again. So just to conclude my short expectation for the future, let's give an hashtag to this kickoff meeting. Not anymore pilot, but an European university. Thank you.
I like that very much. Now I would like to call on the stage the representative from the University of Salamanca, Raúl Sánchez Prieto, Vice Rector for International Relations, for your rector as well.
Thank you very much, Ludovic. Dear rectors, dear vice rectors, dear associated partners, dear colleagues, dear students. It is an honor for me to stand before you and represent the University of Salamanca, and also present the second phase of the EC2U Alliance on behalf of our rector. But please allow me first to convey the greetings from our rector, from the rector of the University of Salamanca, Professor Ricardo Rivero, and also the greetings from our university's governing bodies. Professor Rivero, unfortunately, cannot join us today due to important meetings in Salamanca and then also at the ministry in Madrid. However, the University of Salamanca is well represented at this event. In addition to myself and the colleagues from the Salamanca team, we have Professor José Miguel Rocco, our Vice Rector for Research and Innovation, who will play also a crucial role in the second phase of EC2U, overseeing the WEP dedicated to innovation. I would also like to express my gratitude to the initial force, to the initial driving force behind the EC2U project at the University of Salamanca, our former Vice Rector for International Relations and friend, Professor Efrem Yildiz. The second phase will be pivotal for consolidating and expanding our Alliance project. I will now only refer to the two work packages for which the University of Salamanca will be responsible. We may be responsible for these WEPs, as we say, but we will need you all to be successful in our work. We will continue to lead the WEP related to language and cultural diversity in Europe, WEP 5. The Salamanca WEP 5 team, along with our colleagues from the other EC2U universities, Frederico Valetopoulos, Elisaveta Jezek, Christoph Fata, Kristina Tajvalkovsky-Shilov, Nicoleta Popa, Clara Keating, and many others, will address several significant challenges, including the successful reaccreditation and integration of new partners for our joint master's program in European languages, cultures, and societies in contact. This involves addressing mobility issues and tuition fees. I am confident we will succeed in these activities and endeavors. A significant portion of our work will be dedicated to strengthening our research collaboration. We will complete 2 research projects that examine foreign language teaching methods and cultural biases and stereotypes in communication. The results of these projects will be disseminated to the broader public across the EC2U communities through a traveling exhibition and open lectures. Additionally, we will develop our VICE PhD network, fostering collaboration between PhD supervisors and students across the EC2U institutions. The University of Salamanca will also lead WEP 9, known as the Innovation Hub, which is a work package focused on the third mission of our universities and their capacity for innovation. This is essential for addressing societal challenges as a unified community of action. My colleague, Professor Rocco, the Vice Rector for Research, and also Dr. Ricardo Costa, the head of our Research Strategy and Impact Unit, will collaborate with you on 3 main lines of work. The first line of work focuses on individuals. For instance, we will continue to collaborate with you to establish a stronger entrepreneurial academy, which is, it must be noted, was a fantastic initiative developed during the pilot phase by our colleagues in Jena. We all will work on enhancing the entrepreneurship capabilities of individuals, including students, lifelong learners, and staff. The second line of work will produce teams of experts and their leadership capacity to drive collaborative responses to European societal challenges. In this regard, we hope to establish and connect the Entrepreneurship, Innovation and Transfer Expert Network, a network of experts that will connect our universities' innovation capacities, thereby enabling the various innovation valleys we already have in the AI42 project, our pan-European knowledge ecosystems, and lastly, we will collaborate with all of you with the aim of interconnecting structures within our universities that are already involved in innovation. Sometimes these structures are referred to as living labs or lighthouses, but they may also take the form of singular entities such as individual laboratories or significant infrastructures. Through interdisciplinarity and collaboration, these structures can promote excellence in addressing socioeconomic challenges such as the Sustainable Development Goals. Let us begin our second EC2U Alliance project phase with renewed enthusiasm and energy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now, actually, I will not call on the stage because you will understand in a minute they are not with us anymore. The colleagues from Turku, the rector and the vice rector, they actually had to leave this morning because of traveling issues, but we have a video from the rector from the University of Turku, Jukka Kola.
Directors, mayors and all the participants of EC2U Forum. The University of Turku is an inspiring and international academic community of 25,000 students and employees. We build a sustainable future with multidisciplinary research, education and collaboration. The University of Turku is a popular destination for exchange and degree studies. We collaborate with over 400 universities worldwide and offer a wide selection of courses taught in English. In the vision of the EC2U, one of our many ambitious goals is to create a unique partnership between academia, cities and socio-economic stakeholders. During the first 3 years, our universities have actively joined forces with stakeholders to establish multidisciplinary collaboration within EC2U Alliance. Major achievements include the establishment of 3 joint master programs and the creation of 3 virtual institutes and the impressive numbers of implemented mobilities for students and staff. EC2U Alliance is part of the strategy and international program of the University of Turku, and one of the clear results of our cooperation has been the internationalization of our university. The success of the EC2U can be measured by the amount of new insights, events, discussions and innovative ideas that have emerged during the cooperation and are taking us toward an ambitious target to create a pan-European campus. It will be connected by the common European identity and contributing to creation of a smart higher education ecosystem through a new model of quality education for an inclusive civic society. During the new funding phase, the University of Turku is fully committed partner and looking forward to the deepening the existing cooperation and actually warmly welcoming our new partner from Linz, but also to extending the scope of activities to the 4th Sustainable Development Goal, peace, justice and strong institutions. We are very pleased to see how the creation of the EC2U Student Council will integrate the student community to enhance the engagement of students at all levels of the Alliance. The new work package 2 that will be led by the University of Turku has 3 key elements: inclusive, engaged and mobile community. One of the main goals is to promote and focus on safe and inclusive social environment by concentrating on well-being and good mental health of students by exchanging best practices and proposing new initiatives to develop them. The second main point is to aim at creating guidelines and recommendations to inclusive mobility and furthermore plan to foster the green and sustainable mobility and to pay attention to the quality and diversity of the mobilities. In addition, the well-received events like EC2U Students Events or Science Contests will continue to be part of the new work package too. Furthermore, University of Turku will be co-chairing the work package 3 titled EC2U Digital Alliance. It will foster innovative digital education initiatives and new innovative practices with EC2U staff training weeks on innovative and immersive digital pedagogies. Students, staff and citizens getting together exchange of the best practices, networking, and having discussions with new and old friends are at the heart of the EC2U cooperation. The University of Turku engages in long-term and goal-oriented collaboration with its partners, and we are looking forward to finding sustainable cooperation within EC2U Alliance.
Now I would like to add a few words on behalf of our colleagues and in particular the rector from the University of Lviv. As you know, they really made a strong honor to us by coming to Poitiers, and they traveled by car between Lviv and Poitiers, and therefore they had to leave very early this morning despite the gala dinner yesterday. But I think that we can, even if they are not well, at least the rector and vice rector, but maybe some colleagues and students are still with us. But I think that even if they are not with us anymore, we can all stand up and applaud. Thank you. Thank you. So now it's the time to thank people. It's time to thank the people. Of course, already we thank you all many times, so now we would like to thank individuals who spent a lot of time and effort in preparing the forum here in Poitiers. So for this, I will have with me Christine and Caroline.
So we cannot cite everybody. So first we want to thank our municipality, our hospital, but especially all the colleagues involved in the organization of this forum. I cannot cite everybody, but the audiovisual team, the communication department, the president office, the teams who host us in law faculty, at NCIP in this building, our engineering school, at the Maison des Étudiants, all the students involved in the program, our work package representative, and of course, in particular, we want to make a huge thanks to all the team at the International Relations Service. In this week, of course, there are other problems to deal with, other delegation coming, other problems to face with mission in Liban, for example, but they were there for EC2U and they were there for everything. So first of all, I want to thank you, Caroline, for your wonderful job.
Okay, yeah, as you can see, we have prepared a scenario. Huh? Now,
and after that, at the end, we dance.
I want to thank you. And I want to thank you.
Yes, so we each have a list, and I would like first to call someone who is very special. You know that person all, I guess. She's helping us, but me in particular, every day. And I have to say, well, by saying this, I also become emotional, I have to say, because when I look at all what we have done and I have to admit, the efforts sometimes every day, this is quite something to reach this moment now. I would like to call Emilie Lama on the floor. Now I would like to call on the floor Juliette Murguet.
Who will take the picture, please?
Now, also, we would like to warmly thank Pauline. She's here in the room, yes. Emma. Alex, you will receive, you will also have something, do not worry. Otherwise, if we take ages and the student voice is going to wait too much. But yeah, so Pauline, Emma, Alexandre Royer from the Maison des Étudiants. Ludivine Monet, also from the Maison des Étudiants. Marjorie Garcia, also from the Maison des Étudiants. Lucie Dauban, who has been helping a lot in preparing all the things, basically. Thank you very much. She's not with us today, but also is a hunt.
Yes, I have my own list. You might not know it, but there are people who make sure that students have mobilities. There's no mobility if there's no Valerie. That staff have mobilities. There's no mobility if there's no Natalie. My team was there for the welcome desk, the mobility fair, the badges, the shuttles, the Wi-Fi, all those kinds of things. Those are small things, but they're crucial for everything to work. So I want to do some name dropping. Of course, there's no glittering EC2U balloons if there's no Sarah. So thank you to Jeanne, Cécile. I'm going to do the whole list and then you can clap. Martine, Apolline, Jonathan, Loan, Otis, Marie-Amélie et Sabrina. Thank you. And a special thanks, because they're definitely instrumental to everything, to Sarah, Chloé, Nathalie Lac, Nathalie Barret, two Nathalies, et Valérie Morteau. Thank you very much.
I don't see Céline in the amphitheater, but we want to make a great thanks, huge thanks to Céline, who is at the head of the Maison des Étudiants, House of Students, and she's always there. She do a great job, not only for EC2U, but for all our students, international students, but also French students. So Céline, you are not there, I don't see you. But probably she's already working for other events at the Maison des Étudiants. But we can say that. Now we want to call Lucille, who makes a great job for the communication of our alliance. And the last but not least, a very, very strong applause for Flora.